I've always stood out from the crowd. Sure, my hair gives it away. And I've always been different. I've always gone against the norm. I never really fit in. I just always kind of did my own thing throughout high school, ever since I was a kid, and now. A lot of people call me crazy. They don't know how to label me. And I am crazy, but not in the stereotypical, conventional, straitjacket kind of way. I've just always been extremely enthusiastic and creative about everything that I've done. So I realized how crazy I was in 2008. My New Year's resolution that year was to train for a marathon. I was always into fitness, but I hated running. I thought it looked really awkward on the treadmill. And nonetheless, I got a running partner, and we started training for it. And in preparation for it, I decided that I needed the perfect outfit that was going to be fabulous for my big day. And I searched for months. Living in New York City, being that it's the fashion mecca of the world, you would think that it would be really easy to find a fabulous sports bra. I wanted one that had pizzazz and pop, and that had a pocket for all my race day essentials. And I could not find anything. I scoured online, all the sports stores in the city, and I didn't have any luck. So a few months later, my running partner and I, we went to Walt Disney for the marathon. And the day before the race, we were at the expo to pick up our race numbers. And I thought that this was the last attempt that I would be able to find the perfect bra for my big day. I hunted. I went to every single activewear booth in there, Nike, New Balance, you name it. And I described to all of the vendors exactly what I was looking for. I said, I want a fabulous sports bra that's functional and that has a pocket for my iPod and my money and my health insurance card and my hotel key and my Motrin. Surely I was going to need Motrin. They all thought I was crazy. They're like, sorry, we don't make that. So I was very frustrated and I was very disappointed. I was not too thrilled about my race day attire. And I ended up wearing this little guy. And it was fine. It did the trick. But it certainly didn't make me feel the way that I wanted to feel. Running a marathon, for anyone that has done it, is a really big deal. You know, it's a huge personal accomplishment. It was 26.2 miles. I decided to do the Disney Marathon because I wanted to be surrounded by crazy characters that would be cheering me on. And I realized that what I really wanted only existed in my head. And it was something like this. It has pockets, and it has Swarovski crystals, and it's a fabulous print. And it's so me. It was so me. So that was my aha moment. I thought, you know what? I need to create a line of sports bras for women like myself. Women who love fitness, women who love fashion, and who don't want to sacrifice one for the other, who want to feel empowered when they're working out, and who want to be able to wear them from day to night, have versatility, feel great. It's like a win-win. So I finished the marathon, and I started thinking. I started brainstorming and came up with my master plan. I started thinking back to my family. I come from an entrepreneurial family. Both my mom and dad are both entrepreneurs. And I started to think about my mom when she started her company. And she just got moving. And she just went for it. And I watched that and I admired that. And, you know, an object at rest stays at rest. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. So I've got to thank my mom and I've got to thank Newton because they both got me going. It's also important to keep in mind, and I'm sure none of you have studied the sports bra market like I have, but the first sports bra wasn't invented until 1977, and it was called a jock bra. That name's not so appealing, is it? Masculine? No, thank you. Obviously high in function, but it's very hard to imagine that it's only been 4 decades where women have had proper support, pun intended. So I wanted to create something that was the antithesis of that. Once I got back to New York City, I decided that, you know what, I just need to go for it. So I started leveraging my contacts in the fashion industry. There weren't that many. I didn't know that many people in it. I have a journalism background and a marketing background, but I knew a couple people. So I called my friend Chris, who went to Parsons Design School, and he helped me get started. I need my slides. This is what I was envisioning. See the bras and crystals spewing out of my head? In fact, the bra I'm wearing right there is called the Hara Bra. It's a print that was inspired by my engagement ring. So, will you please go to the next slide? Thank you. I asked myself, why does activewear have to be so boring? Look at that. That's not too exciting. You know, it's a lot of monochromatic, solid prints, nothing too thrilling. And as I'm sure you can see from my style, that's not something that I want to buy. I don't like to buy anything that I don't love, and I didn't love anything that was in my fitness drawer. If you go to the next slide, as you can see, there's so many different styles. There's not one person in this room wearing the same outfit. 6 different women, including myself in the top with my classic croissant bouffant. There we are. So, you know, why not create a line of sports bras that celebrate women and their individuality? That's really what I wanted to do. So once I decided how I needed to get started, and once I spoke to my friend Chris, he helped me find zippers and other essential components like the crystals I was talking about, and a manufacturer to do my prototypes and my first collection. But before that, I enrolled in a seminar called the Landmark Forum, which I was encouraged to go to by a few people that had attended themselves. They were in a group called BNI, and I was in this networking group for a few months, and they actually really encouraged me to just really grab the bull by the horns and go for it, because they all had gone themselves, and they also provided me with so many resources. This group was filled with attorneys, accountants, financial advisors, and everything else that I really needed to jumpstart the process. So I realized that there's really something to this moving thing. I went to Landmark. I wasn't too thrilled about that weekend. It's 3 days, 10 hours a day. And I thought, oh gosh, I'm not going to be able to go out this weekend. This is going to be horrible. And I went, and as it turned out, that weekend was completely life-changing. It not only gave me the courage that I needed to get started, but I also met my husband. So I have to say there's something to this moving thing, right? And there's also something to following your heart. So I asked myself, how is it possible that no one has done this yet? And I asked myself a few other questions as well, such as how can you make activewear exciting, motivating, and empowering for women? Why do we have to feel like guys when we're working out? You know, it's not necessary. And how can you enable fitness fashionistas to be their crazy selves? These are the questions that really shaped my entire frame of mind with my first collection. So a few months later, 6 months later, and exactly 1 year after that marathon, my first collection came out. There were 4 styles based on women's respective needs. Lock them down, keep them in, show them off, and zip them up. My personal favorite. All inspired by amazing women in my life who all have rockin' styles and confidence, one of which is named after my mom, the Jan Bra, and that's one of the classics in our collection. Once the line launched, actually, you need to visualize this. I had garbage bags filled with bras, and I had to drag them home in a snowstorm. And I lined them up on bookshelves in my apartment. We launched online, and whenever we'd get an online order, I would leap to the bookshelf so excitedly. Oh my God, someone wants one of my bras. It was amazing. It was totally exhilarating. So I carried a bag of bras, which, you know, for full effect, you'll get the idea. Be walking down Fifth Avenue, someone would want to know, where on earth I got this cool bra I was wearing. Well, just so happens, you know, have it right here. So I was literally selling them out of my bag. And so I realized I was really onto something. It's like, even though all these stores carry these really boring bras and capris and pants and everything else, women really love the product, because not only for the functionality of everything, but also what they stand for. You know, it's not just the tangible, and it's not just the quality and the components and everything. It's really like a sports bra revolution. I'm leading the feminist sports bra revolution in the United States of America, people. So I started to do a lot of trunk shows before I knew it at Equinox, Sports Club LA, and I started to meet with a lot of buyers. And initially, I had no desire to be in stores. I wanted to be the Amazon of sports bras. That was my goal, an online giant. But then things kind of changed, because these buyers started contacting me, and I started to meet with them. But every single time I met with them, they would say the same thing. I love your collection, but I just don't know where to put it. Well, duh, if you're putting it next to all this other boring stuff, of course it's going to look weird, you know? So I decided that it was time to expand beyond my initial marketing strategy and to add bottoms and tops and jackets and socks, all of which are also in this bag. So we went from being a sports bra online distributor to my goal shifting to being the worldwide leader in crossover fitness fashion. So my goal has shifted, but the ethos of the company has never changed. And my goal in each and every design is to inspire and empower women to be their very best. In so doing, I've created a community of women that are really, really amazing. I mean, it's like astounding who my customers are. These are women who are winning at life in every respect. They're great moms. They have great careers. They're great athletes. They just really achieve everything that they set their minds to. And that's extremely empowering, and that's exactly why I do what I do on a daily basis. So I realized a few things, though. When you're an innovator, people are going to say no all the time. You can skip past that guy. You're going to hear no. I hear no all the time. No thanks, not now, no, no, no. And so that's okay, though. You know, you have to fall in love with no, embrace no, because when you're introducing an innovative idea into the marketplace, if you get acceptance right away, in my opinion, what you're doing is not revolutionary at all. So fall in love with no. Fall in love with fear. You have two choices. You can either embrace fear or you can avoid fear. If you're an entrepreneur and an innovator, you have to embrace it and just go for it. Go to the next one. There are 3 crazy ideas that have led to my crazy success, and they're all very, very different and really worth talking about. The first one on the left is called the Trenton Bra. This bra was an idea that I had coming back from a Boston trunk show on the Bolt bus, of all places. I had an idea to create the world's most expensive sports bra. Because the thing about my line is that it's all about fitness, fashion, and function. And I didn't want to just be in the fitness and the self magazines. I also wanted to be in the InStyle magazines and the Coco Perez's and everywhere else. So my goal was simply to get a spread in one of these magazines. So I collaborated with a jeweler. A couple weeks later, we came out with this bra called the Trenton Bra. And a couple weeks later, that bra went completely viral. I was away from my birthday, and suddenly I had a gazillion Google alerts on my phone. This bra was everywhere. It was in the LA Times, Chicago Tribune, Coco Perez, Self Magazine, InStyle Magazine, all these like languages I don't even understand magazines. It was amazing. And so I was like, wow, I'm really onto something here. And this really put us on the map. And Pink actually just got that bra for her last tour. This bra, we had this idea in July 2010. Clearly 2010 was a very creative year for me. This bra, when I first came up with a floral sports bra, I was like, really, is anyone going to buy this? I personally am not really into floral. Well, now I'm an addict, but at the time I wasn't. And I was like, you know what? I don't know if anyone's going to buy this, but let's just test it out and see what happens. To this day, the Sophie bra is still numero uno. This is the Audrey Hepburn of our collection. It's been everywhere. It's been on the O list. It's been in Self magazine. It's been on a zillion celebs. It's like the creme de la creme of everything that I've done. So I love this bra. This bra tells you to just go for it. Even if you're afraid, go for it. And the third bra that I would like to talk about, which I don't have with me, but it's actually the most meaningful bra to me, it's called the Empower 'em collection. It's what we call, and it truly is, the world's first fashionable mastectomy sports bra. This bra idea came to me in October 2010. I was hosting a fundraiser for Carol M. Baldwin's Breast Cancer Foundation. We were having a tournament at Susan Sarandon Spin Club on 23rd Street in New York City. It was survivors versus supermodels. It was pretty cool. It sold out pretty quickly. And I had the honor of meeting a lot of survivors at this event. And I asked them all 2 questions. The first question I asked them was, what's the best part about having breast cancer? That's a question that no one ever asks. Got some really interesting answers, such as, I have the best hair I've ever had, I have the best body I've ever had. A lot of interesting answers. The second question I asked was, what's the worst part about having breast cancer? And they all said the same thing, which was that they could not find a bra that made them feel beautiful afterwards. And that was when I had another aha moment. And I thought, you know what? I need to create a line of mastectomy bras for these women that's going to make them feel beautiful. So I hired one of the survivors, whose name was Michelle, and she did all the product development and product research. And about a year later, we launched with 6 different patterns, all named after incredibly inspiring women I know who have suffered from breast cancer and who have fought to the very end. And these bras are really, really meaningful to me. I just got an email from a survivor a couple weeks ago thanking me, saying that it was like having a good hair day. It was a delicious bra and she felt beautiful again. So how could I not do what I do again? You can go to the next slide. So there's really 3 tenets that have become the cornerstones of what I do on a day-to-day basis. And they are community, caring, and creativity / crazy. It's the 3.5 C's. So community. Community is very, very important. Due to social media and technology, you're able to build a community in ways that were never possible before. I, from day one, have really wanted to be the face of a brand that empowers and celebrates women to be whoever it is that they want to be. The group that I've created, which we call our universe, is a very uplifting, exciting, positive place. Our fan page is filled with women from all over the world who are kind of like me, but also extremely unique, but they all just love life and they just go for it, and they're just very, very inspiring. And that's exactly what I want my brand to be about. And there is no compromise there. Anyone that's a naysayer is not allowed on my page. The second is caring. Caring is so important. First of all, I don't understand why so many people have jobs that they don't care about. You know, I really don't get that. Most people settle in life and they work from 9 to 5, they get off and then they go to bed and then they do it all over again. I care about every aspect of what I do on a day-to-day basis. Not only my customers, but also the designs, the packaging, the thank you notes that I write to my customers, the random calls I make. We're in constant contact with each other. I'm closer to a lot of my customers than I am to my own family and friends. Sure enough, because we're all alike. So it's like people gravitate towards like-minded people. And the third thing is creativity and crazy. For me, as I said before, crazy for me means extremely enthusiastic, and that's how it manifests itself for me. I always have a lot of interesting ideas, and I always implement them in ways that are innovative and different. and really kind of shake things up in the activewear industry. And now we're considered the new couture of the shapewear world. So obviously I've done something right despite all the people that may have doubted me in the beginning. When you're an innovator, you're going against the grain. You're choosing to live outside the box of conventionality, and you're marching down a path with a lot of naysayers who are going to doubt you and your vision and may secretly want you to fail, but you just have to be committed. Just like a solid marriage, there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be a bumpy road, but if you do things with integrity and passion and commitment, you can make things work no matter what, as far as I'm concerned. Innovators really lead. They don't follow. The average person likes to follow the crowd. They like to settle. I like to be on the opposite end of that spectrum. Sometimes the universe pushes you in a direction that you yourself never would have imagined. We walk alone calling out, "Hey, mass, come over here. This is a pretty cool path." So, I keep moving forward, asking myself how I can do better, how I can continue to inspire and empower the women that are part of my universe. And I keep moving forward, being very, very grateful for this community that I have created and these women who accept me and who I accept and who I love. And I will continue doing that until the very end. Thank you.